This is one of the most requested videos on my YouTube channel, and that is about how do I monetize one channel every single week. All right, so here you can just see 3 channels that we recently monetized, and here's just one that we very recently monetized. As you guys can see here, we literally got monetized the 20th of January, and the highest day was already $109 day, which is absolutely awesome. And in this video, I'm going to show you guys exactly how we do exactly this and how you can replicate this exact thing. All right, just before we get started, a quick disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. No results or returns are guaranteed. Always do your own research and consult with a professional before making any financial decisions. Now, for the people wondering, who is this guy? I'm Steffen. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with faceless YouTube channels, and I've helped hundreds of other people do the same thing. For example, here Martins, who have helped to make $31,000 in one single month. Here, a different student, $23,000 or $24,000. Here, a different student, we absolutely helped him to blow up his channel. Here, a different one, $12,000, and many, many more, as you guys can see exactly here, right? If you're interested in getting the exact same results, check out the first link in the video description. Book a completely free one-on-one call with me, and we'll have a look if I can actually help you get the same results. Then we also have a completely free Skool community, which you can join through the second link in the video description with a free course. Now, just very, very important for this, join through the link, otherwise I will not approve you. Then I'll answer all questions that you guys may have in the comments, so shoot all of your questions into the comments. Then let's get started. So before we can even start the channel, we need to get our channel ready. Now, for everyone who's wondering, shadow bans are 100% real, and this is happening to me, this is happening to others. This does not have anything to do with your IP address or anything like that. Don't worry too much. It has a lot to do with your trust score. All right. Now, what is a trust score? This is simply how much does YouTube actually trust your account. Now, unfortunately, this is something we don't know. All right. But there's specific ways and accounts how you can kind of increase that trust score, which we'll speak over now. So we have different kind of YouTube accounts, like for example, a brand new YouTube channel. Then we have a aged channel and a pre-monetized channel. So brand new is literally brand new created. Then we have an aged channel, which is just a very old YouTube account. And then like from 2006 to 2009. And then we also have pre-monetized YouTube channels, which are YouTube channels that are already in the YouTube partnership program. Then we actually also have personal accounts, right? These are the accounts like the account you are currently using. All right, these are the most powerful accounts because YouTube already knows that there is a human behind that specific account. Now, how do you actually warm up your account to increase your YouTube trust score? Very simple. So if you go, for example, create a brand new account or you use a aged account, what you do is very simple. How to warm up your account: use it as a normal user, right? So just watch YouTube on it very normally as you would normally also watch YouTube. So use it very normal. Watch 1 to 2 hours of content per day. Subscribe, like, and comment to different kind of YouTube videos. Don't act crazy, right? So don't act like a bot, act very human-like, okay? Do this for 1 week to lower the risk of a low trust score, all right? Now, this does have a pretty big impact, but I've seen both working, all right? I just want to disclaim it here. This does work, but I've also seen channels doing very well that you brand new created, all right? But you will see more success with the channel in most cases if you actually go ahead and you warm it up. All right. So now that we have our channel ready, and I would always recommend you guys to have channels like this that are warmed up, ready to go. So you always have a channel that you can immediately start running on. All right. So once we have the channel, we obviously need to go into the step of finding a niche. For this, we want to open a new incognito window or even create a brand new channel just for niche research, all right? Now, we use the homepage method. I have multiple videos on this YouTube channel that teach you exactly how to do niche research. You will see, just go to my channel if you're new here, have a look. There are multiple videos on this channel that show you exactly how to use the homepage method to do niche research. It's absolutely legendary. I'd highly recommend you guys to use Next Level for that. All right, I'll also link it in the video description. Now, before we can actually, jump into this niche research, there are like a few things you always immediately need to know, because otherwise you're not gonna know what you're even looking for. So the criteria of a good niche is very simple. There must be under 5 smaller channels creating content in that niche that are constantly getting more views than they have subscribers. This means there's high demand and low supply. This here is one of the most important principles when it comes to YouTube automation and finding a niche. You have to think about it like this: supply and demand, like YouTube is a marketplace. Supply and demand is in every single marketplace, all right? So let me explain it like this. Let's just imagine, you live in a town, there are 100 pizza stores and 90% of them are failing, right? Would you go ahead and would you open another one? Absolutely not. And that's exactly where this kind of here comes into play, because most people don't think like that when it comes to YouTube. So you want to think in demand and supply when it comes to YouTube to be able to find and spot good niches. Then there are no channels with over 100,000 subscribers. Why? Because otherwise, if they're big channels already, this will make it extremely difficult for you to succeed in that specific niche, because YouTube is already trusting the big authority channels in that niche. They're already, why should they already trusting them? Why should they show your channel to that or to that specific audience if they can also show the other channel where they're already sure that people watch those videos and YouTube will make money, right? Then there are no smaller channels failing. Very important. If there are like 1 or 2 small channels failing, it's okay, right? The niche is not older than 6 months. If the niche is older than 6 months, very often there will be a bunch of small channels failing, and there will also be a bunch of channels with over 100,000 subscribers. Then I can create better content than my competitors. This can also just be longer content, all right? So by the way, this here is extremely important, is an extremely important factor on how we monetize one channel a week, right? Because in order to monetize one channel a week, we need to nail down our niche research, right? Then am I actually interested in this niche? This is not a must, as long as you build a team that actually has interest in that specific niche. Then is the niche monetizable? This is also something you can see with ElevenLabs. So it's literally going to show you if a channel is monetized or not. Then huge bonus if you can actually post long videos, because then you have a higher RPM, because YouTube can automatically place more ads on your videos. Then, very important, give yourself enough time to do niche research and do not rush the process, because trust me, if you rush the process, you will have problems when it comes to, actually building your channel. Because if you rush the process, right, you have to keep in mind, you're not going to look for this criteria here, and to find channels that fit this criteria, and they don't even have to fit it 100%. It's not that easy, right? Or what means it's not that easy? It is easy, but it takes some time to do it, right? So let's say, for example, this is a channel we're going to use a bit later. Yes. By the way, this here is a dummy account, right? As I've explained here, like a new channel to do niche research. So have a look at that video. Like, there's a video on my channel where I show you guys exactly how to build a dummy account. So, then you'll have like a YouTube account, which is just going to show you faceless niches on the homepage, which is absolutely awesome. All right. Okay. Then very important, speed is key, right? Before you even start your channel, always hire a team that can do very general videos, not one specific kind of video. Why? Because if you have something, you must have a team that you can implement very quickly. You have to keep in mind, YouTube is a player versus player game. So if you find a niche, I can find one too. And whoever is going to start first is going to win, right? Then where to hire what? Very simple. For the script, hire on Upwork, or you can just use ChatGPT. For the voiceover, hire on Fiverr, or just use ElevenLabs, or you can also use here GenAIPro, which kind of is the new ChatGPT. It's quite cheap, if I can say it like that. So here you can see $22 for 1 million credits. I'll link it in the video description below. Make sure to check it out if you're interested in starting a channel, obviously. Then for the editor, you can get them on Upwork or on X. I would highly recommend you guys to get them on Upwork, especially in the beginning. You're going to have cheaper editors, all right? Then for the thumbnail, so you can find them on Upwork or on X, or you can just do it yourself, right? You can do it yourself, is always going to be the fastest way to kind of do the thumbnail. Then, all right, so let's say, for example, we want to go into this specific niche here, right? Just as an example now. Then we come to the niche testing framework. This is something I do every single time when I find a new niche, right, that I want to get into. So I follow this exact process with every niche I get into to avoid spending money on videos that will never work, all right? So the first thing is what we have to do, as I've already explained step by step, is the niche research. That's the first thing that we need to do. Let's say we have that done already. Then we need to choose what kind of account do we actually want to use. Do we want to use a new account, a personal account, an aged account, or a pre-monetized account? This is up to you. I would highly recommend you guys to either rather use a brand new account, a personal account. Age ones are also fine, but this is kind of my number one. No, wait. This is my number one, this is my number two, this is 3, and this is 4. Pre-monetize is cool because you basically immediately earn revenue from the channel, but you know, they can be quite expensive and sometimes these channels absolutely suck. But what we need then is we need 5 to 10 video topics, right? This is very important that here you choose very good video topics and not just any video topics. You really go ahead into the niche and you try to find extremely good outlier topics, all right? Once we have these topics, we need a script, which we're just gonna write with ChatGPT, then a voiceover, where we're going to use ElevenLabs or here GenAIPro if you want to save a bunch of money. Then for the freelancer, for the editing, we're actually going to hire a freelancer. Now, I only pay, just as an example, $15, right, for my videos, up to 30 minutes, right? Because we do very basic videos, and I would highly recommend you guys to, when you're testing, to use a very cheap editor to always test. I always say a good niche is going to work with a bad video, right? And a bad niche is not going to work with a good video. So make sure to just test out the niche, right? And just get an editor for like $15. Then thumbnail, again, freelancer or just do it yourself. Then very, 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 very important, for the video length, right? Make your video 1.5 times longer than your competitor videos. This is very important. Why? Because YouTube is a platform that makes money if someone is on the platform, right? And if your video can keep someone else for 1 second longer on the platform, YouTube is going to push your video instead of their video. And that's why it's very important to always have a competitive advantage over your competitors by increasing your video length. Then we come to the thumbnail, all right? And the title. For the thumbnail and the title, people always ask me, should I do a Mr. Beast thumbnail? What kind of thumbnail should I do? Just do what works. If in your niche, the thumbnail has 20 words in the thumbnails or 50 words in the thumbnail, do exactly what works in your niche. One thing though, please don't go ahead and copy these kind of thumbnails one-on-one, because that's just gonna give you a very hard time, all right? But what you need to kind of take over to your channel is the style of thumbnails, all right? Then have a look at the video titles. Have a look if you can find anything that you can see over and over and over again. Use these kind of things and take it over to your channel. Look at the best performing videos. Look at what do they consistently do on their viral videos and take that over to your channel. And you want to have a look at this on every single channel in that niche, all right? Very important to do that. Otherwise, you're gonna do it wrong. Trust me, all right? Now, once you have that, then you actually go into the posting phase. Now, this is where you're gonna start posting, and then you will see if the channel is gonna take off. So what you do is you post, skip, post, skip, post, post, skip, post, all right? Now, one out of 2 scenarios is gonna happen. Either the channel is actually gonna blow up, right, as you see here. This usually takes around about 3 to 10 days, all right? Now, this can actually take quite a while. So if these videos don't take off in 3 to 10 days, just leave the videos online, all right? We've seen it multiple times that channels blow up after a few months, all right? So you just leave the videos online, and only if the channel starts to get views, like here, then we continue to post. So we don't post before we at least see something working, because if we see something working, then we know that, hey, firstly, the channel is probably going to be monetized anytime soon. And secondly, this is a very good sign that the niche is good and that you will actually end up making money. All right. Then there is scenario 2 where nothing happens, right? Whoops, this is where nothing happens, you do not get any views. Like I said, do not delete these videos from YouTube, just leave them on YouTube, because if you delete them, they don't have the chance to ever go viral. But if your channel fails, right, it might be your niche, it might be your video topics, it might be your packaging, your video length, or bad channel. Have a look into all of these things to really make sure that, that you figure out why did your channel fail. Because if you don't figure out why your channel failed, like, you're gonna fail in the second channel as well, right? For a bad channel, let me just explain how this looks. That's very simple. If you don't get any impressions, all right? So always have a look if you get impressions. If you don't get any impressions, it's usually a bad channel. Then in case of the channel failing, just restart the process. So start with niche research again, all right? And follow this exact process again until you find something that works. And trust me, if you always go back and try to understand why something failed, you're gonna have a quite easy time on YouTube, all right? If you don't do that, you're gonna have a very hard time. Now, before we end the video, make sure to book a call with me. Right now, we actually help you pick a niche in all of these things. That's why here Antonin also got monetized in literally 20 days. So check out the first link in the video description, book a completely free call with me, and we'll see if it would make sense to work together or not. And then I'll see you guys in the next video.